Hi guys, my name is Jean and thank you for coming to check out this video. So I'm starting a new series called Yelped, which is basically all of my Yelp reviews but put into a video format. Just because you might want to see firsthand what it's like before going, because I know a lot of Yelp reviews just have photos, which sometimes may be out of date, but I will put a date on all of my videos just because they might remodel or some of the menu options may change from the time that I go versus when you guys want to go. So all of my Yelp reviews are going to be basically the same, where they'll all encompass 5 different things, basically the 5 different categories that I'm going to be grading on. The first one being parking, because you can love a place no matter how much you want to, but sometimes the parking situation is just pain. So this will prepare you whether you are supposed to look for a parking lot, or sometimes there's available street parking that you could park, so sometimes there's that. The second item will be service, and this is only for places that have servers, so if it's like a dine-in restaurant. And another side note is probably to note that I will mainly not be doing chains like McDonald's, because everyone knows what McDonald's is gonna be like. So it's more so like mom and pop shops as well as small chains that may be only regional. Then the third item is going to be liked, which is just basically anything that I liked from my experience or experiences that I've had. And then there's going to be best part, which can be any of the 5 categories or 3 that I mentioned before. So it could be parking sometimes, or it could be the service or anything else like that. And then there is also the worst part. Sometimes there's not a worst part, so I might leave that out. But worst parts can also be parking or service or anything else like that. And then outside of that is gonna be 2 different other categories. So one of them will be tips. Basically a tip from me to you guys on what you guys probably should know before you go. Sometimes there's like Yelp check-in deals, as well as Facebook check-in deals or anything like that. So then the final category is basically gonna be return. Whether or not I think that I would return back to this place, like if I thought it was good enough or if it was up to par with my expectations. So let's go ahead and get started with the first video. And you can see here that at the time of this recording, they had 4 stars with an overall about 455 reviews, which is not too bad. So the first place that I'm going to be reviewing is a Vietnamese restaurant, and from what I was able to search up on Google, it's pronounced Nem Nuong Khanh Hoa. And I came here for dinner, so my experience might be a little bit different than if you were to come for lunch in regards to parking and such. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and kick it off with parking. And from Google Maps, I was able to pull up their location, and this dark red rectangle is a picture of their shared parking lot. And at the time that I went for dinner, there weren't any spots left, but I was fortunate enough to find street parking down Marengo Avenue, and I'm pretty sure it's okay because there weren't any street signs saying that you couldn't park there. Now I'm going to be doing a menu walkthrough to show you guys what I got and what were my thoughts on the different foods. The first item that I ordered off of the menu was number 7, and it's bun biao, which you can see that there's a picture of it to the left, and it looks exactly like that when they bring it out. And what bun biao basically is it's a rice cake with grounded up dry shrimp sprinkled on top with, in this case I believe was a piece of dried fried pork skin. And some of the toppings that they give with this is some chilies that are cut very finely, as well as some fish sauce for you to pour on top of it. The second item that I ordered off of the menu was order number 8, which was the Nem Nuong, and it's in a spring roll kind of form, and you can see that there's also an image of that to the right. What exactly is Nem Nuong for those of you guys that do not know? If you do a Google search for Nem Nuong, these are some of the results that come up, and surprisingly the first one is Wikipedia, but we can go ahead and check that out. And it basically says that it's a Vietnamese grilled pork sausage or grilled meatball, and that's basically how I would describe it as well. Within the spring roll, there is the Nem Nuong, there's also lettuce and cucumber, and there is the shrimp that's wrapped in fried rice paper, which actually gives it a pretty nice crunch. Now onto the menu's second page. What I got off of this page was order number 30, which is the pho Thai bo vien, which was also one of the very recommended phos that they had on the menu. I personally wasn't too big of a fan of this order because the broth wasn't as flavorful as I had expected it to be. On the third page of the menu, we ordered number 33, which is the bun bo hue. Both the pho and the bun bo hue came with their own plate of toppings, which included greens, some bean sprouts, and some lemons. Here's a short clip of what the restaurant looks like from the inside. The service overall was pretty satisfactory, where if they were able to notice that I had my glass that was half full, they would come by and fill it up, as well as my order that I took to go, they actually packaged that up for me, so I didn't have to spill my soup everywhere. And onto what I liked about the restaurant was that they had a one-size-fits-all kind of thing, where they only had one size of each portion, so you wouldn't be able to order a large and a small, which was kind of good for me just because I am one of those that it's hard to choose, oh, do I want the bigger or the smaller bowl? And in regards to their condiments, they had all of the necessary things that you would need. The chopsticks, they also have wooden chopsticks and straws laid out, but what I liked the most was that they had their chili flakes that are soaked in chili oil laying out, which not a lot of restaurants do. As far as what I didn't like for the whole experience would have to be that they are a cash-only restaurant. The best part of the experience would have to be the appetizers that I got, the bun bio, as well as the Nem Nuong in that spring roll. Now the question that we have left is whether or not I would return, and the answer is yes. I would come for the Nem Nuong spring rolls alone. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and are prepared to go and venture off on your own. But if there's any places that you guys think that I should check out in LA to give my Yelp review of, feel free to comment down below so I can start putting together a list of places that I should go to. But if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel to see what comes next.